Here come your Rockets!
All right, Rocket sports fans, welcome to the show presented by Whitetail Properties and a host of other fine partners. We have a big crew today here in the set at the Crittenden Press. Just from my left here, we got Dylan Yates, who is a Rocket great. He's going to come in and be a co-host tonight. We'll talk a little bit about his experience behind the mic at college at Kentucky Western. He played football there. But also we have the Hall of Famer, Gaige Courtney, Coach Gaige Courtney. And CamRon Belcher, after that performance last Friday night, he may be a Hall of Famer one day. And senior Kaiden Travis, another senior here. Caiden's a defensive end. We're going to talk a little bit about the opening game victory over Webster County. And we'll take a look at the Union County matchup coming this week. Again, the show each week is presented by Whitetail Properties in partnership with Par 4 Plastics, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Curnel Ag, Farmers Bank and Trust, H&H Home and Hardware, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, the KD Pharmacy, which also sponsors our Monday Coaches Show, by the way, our post-game show. USA Mortgage, Darrick Myers with the boom on a different end of football field now. A little bit of change with that. Seaplant Federal Credit Union, attorneys at law in Marion, Kentucky, Bart, Frazer, and Kobe Evans. Riley Tool and Machine, of course, Todd Riley, voice of the Rockets. Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub. First United Bank on Main Street in Marion. YTG Insurance, Tanner Tabor agent. Hodge Sports and Apparel, and Serena Dickerson at Full Body Fitness. Let's just get started here. Coach Courtney, we'll just kind of set the table. And I'm going to let Dylan come in here and quiz you up. You know, he knows the X's and O's, what's going on in your mind. So we're going to pull some of that out. Of course, Dylan graduated, now, 2 years ago, right?
Oh, yes.
2 years ago, you've been out 2 years and played up at Kentucky Wesleyan and had a little podcast there.
Right.
Yeah, it was really a good program. I listened to a couple of 3 episodes and a little article for the paper on Dylan. So we recognize he's got more talent than on the football field. We're proud to have him here. So Coach Courtney, let's just kind of summarize we know we had the show on Monday, but summarize the game against Webster County, and Dylan might have some things he wants to ask. Again, Cam had a great game. Kaiden Howard had a great game. Talk about some of the highlights in your mind.
Yeah, I thought the highlights offensively stands out to me. Just very efficient. Quinn starting 12 for 15 or whatever it was. And really a couple of those were thrown away screens, and one of them I felt like was a missed call. It could easily be 14 for 15 when he's really trying to put it in there. I thought the offensive line protected him really well. Only got hit, I think, one time the whole game. And he would say it was his mistake on how he set the protection formation. So, and then those receivers, Cam led the way with big plays. Kaiden did a really good job. Hodge stuck in there. Feel really good about our weapons if we can protect. Really feel good about Quinn making good decisions. He's a kid that can make any throw. We've been talking really highly of him, but I think everybody kind of got to see what he can really do. And then obviously Cam's kick returns on special teams were really big. Able to pull apart from him on special teams. We really try to pride ourselves in special teams and doing things right there. Sometimes we overlook part of the game. I was really proud not just him. Jacob Carter sprung him on a couple blocks, and some other guys blocked him well. Just everybody not taking those plays off and understanding how important they are and what they can mean for you. They can easily win or lose this game. So, and defensively, I thought we adjusted well. We didn't, but didn't break a lot, and we're able to make plays when we need to. We still feel like we need to do some things better on both sides of the ball. But overall, I was really pleased. I thought we came out fiery, and we're ready to play football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously played very well on offense and defense. Now they scored some points. They put up some numbers offensively. That's what I wrote about in the article from last week. But at the field, it did not look as close as even the score. I mean, it was still a lopsided score. Late in the game, they piled up some yards and tacked on some points. But a very solid win by by the Rockets last week. Bill, you got anything on last week?
No, I wasn't there. I wasn't able to make it, but I mean, I could hear the fireworks from my house whenever I was pulling in. I mean, it was going on all night long. So I'm proud of y'all for getting the win. Cam, I know you had back-to-back a punt return and a kickoff return. Is that the first time?
First time ever in a single game.
In a single game. Yeah, that's crazy. And I've known Cam ever since I was a senior, and he's always most, I don't know what you call it, loose, but you can't tackle him. I mean, it's hard to. I don't know. He's electric, but yeah, I'm proud of y'all. It sounded like y'all had a good game, and I hope y'all keep the energy up for next week.
Cam, talk a little bit about this night on Friday. You returned the punt 83 yards, and very coincidentally, the kickoff return was 83 yards. And Andy Hunt's got a lot of information. This is the first time. It's all on the web. You go to the Rocket website and see it. The first time that anybody's returned to kickoff and a punt longer than 75 yards in history. Rocket history goes back to 1957. So pretty impressive night. Talk a little bit about how things unfolded for you on those two kicks.
Well, we take special teams a little bit serious. So, I mean, once I saw everybody caught up in the middle, I just saw that side. I mean, we had good blocks up front. When they're blocking, I keep going. And I see another dude, and my players just keep going.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about Jacob Carter.
Jacob Carter, he's one of our best blockers. And me and him are real tight, so I saw it on the film, and he hit one person, and he went straight to the next one. And I saw him over there, so I'll be on.
So what's going through your mind as you're blazing up the field like this?
I always remember when I was in junior pro, one of my coaches, Mason Myers, he told me, like, if I'm returning, you just make one move and go. So I'm waiting until the defense comes on me. I'm making one move and go. So.
And then what do you fixate on something down here? Are you looking back, trying to figure out you got anybody on you?
I'm just trying to use my speed to go.
Great, it was a great performance, and then obviously had some catches. I think he led the team in maybe not catches, but in yards for the catch. So, great night for Cam. Kaiden, defensively, talk a little bit about the game against Webster County and what you felt like coming out of that game.
I felt like our defense stayed really strong during the game. We stayed pretty damn sound most of the night. We had a pretty good plan for it. It was still tough. They were still tough points.
So that's the Webster County game. Final score 42-18.
We won.
we don't roll them up that way. So we gotta get you the final score. I believe it's 42-18. I've got it on here somewhere. We'll call it that. 41-18 here. Yeah, it's 46-18. 46. So we got Union County coming in this week. Union County's kind of spanked our tails a little bit, historically quite a bit, and I believe they've beaten us 3 straight now, and we hadn't given them much of a game. And up last year, I believe was the Heat game when it was delayed. I think we started at 2 a.m. Finally got the game.
Yeah.
Felt like it anyway. But we're gonna. I don't know the weather. We're looking at heat Friday. We got a heat.
I mean, it's still gonna be hot. It's supposed to cool down a little bit Friday for us, earlier. But it's still gonna be hot. I don't know. I've heard the humidity might pick up. That's one thing. It's gonna be hot.
Yeah, Union County's a team that's going to come in here. They're licking their wounds a little bit after taking a pretty good beat from Madisonville. We saw Madisonville. Looking at those two teams, of course, we lost to them quite considerably as well in the scrimmage game that was over here. Coach Courtney, how does things hash out looking at the Union County's film and knowing
Yeah, I think Union County came in this year with really high hopes, and I still think that they do. I think they're a really, really good football team. They're a typical Union County football team. They're extremely physical, extremely violent on both sides of the ball. They're going to run it down your throat regardless, and they're really good at it, good up front. Obviously, the Johnson boy is a really good runner and just player overall. He's one of the most special players in Western Kentucky for sure. And they have nice complementary pieces as well. So just like always, they have athletes, they have linemen. It's a good mix, and they're very hard nosed. Coach Jones does a great job with those guys. They just take a lot of pride in great football, just like we go over here in Crittenden. And you can tell their whole staff is born and bred over there. And it's just important to them to play hard, play physical. Everything you want to hear as a coach about Union, they pretty well do it. So, I have nothing but good things to say about them. And it's going to be a really tough night if we don't do things well. We got to really meet their physicality. That's been the thing all week. We know that they're going to make a physical game. They always do. And the question is going to be, can we meet it? And if we can, we'll be okay. If we can't, we won't. Madisonville was able to meet it, and I know that they're going to have their heads on fire and really be able to want to get that one back. They're not going to be laying down or thinking that their season's over. They know that they're a really good football team. They're really going to get that back and take some revenge after getting that loss. I think they probably weren't expecting to get it.
Now the Wilson boys are quarterback. He's a senior, and how long has he been back there?
You can say he's their quarterback. Traditionally, their traditional offense, they will play him their son. But mostly the Johnson boy, what I would consider more their quarterback. When they want to throw it, some they'll use that kind of kid, and when they want to hand it to the other guys, they'll use their son. But I would still say Jeremy Johnson is a traditional quarterback. But this is the first year that I know that he's got more time.
Deal, what do you got for coach on this game? I know you studied the Braves and had an encounter or two with them.
Yeah, I know, like you said, they're always a physical team, and that's what it's going to be about, breaking the physicality. What's some of the key factors for this week that y'all kind of focused on, just trying to get ready for the game? I know last week y'all won the turnover battle pretty good. I know that's always something that Coach Courtney preaches just from playing under his coach and everything. So without giving out the game plan, not saying that, but just what's some of the key factors y'all been really focusing on this week to get prepared for this week? Physicality.
Hard-nosed football.
Physicality. Physicality always.
Physicality has been extremely
So what are you doing to bring that out?
100% practice.
J-Rod in your ear? I mean, what's going on?
Well, for one, you guys practiced today, and it was however hot it was today, so at least y'all are getting ready for the heat. So that's one thing. But hopefully y'all will be able to win the turnover battle again. I know that's one of the biggest things, I think, just being able to get points on the board, taking advantage of those possibilities. And Summers, too, I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but I like the way he played last week. Seems like an efficient scorer, knows pretty smart head on him, knows what to do. So I'm excited to see how he plays as well.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to meet some of the Rockets with our weekly feature. And while we're doing that, we're going to take a look at all of the folks that bring you this fine production each week. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Landon Curry, linebacker, senior, Marion, Kentucky. Caden Travis, DL, senior, Marion, Kentucky.
Ira McLean, senior, receiver, Marion.
Blake French, linebacker, senior for Marion, Kentucky.
All right, we're back, and we're going to get a little more insight about what's going on out at the football field this week, guys. It's been hot. We had the week before last. it was like fall, and it felt like football, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then now when season starts, here we go again. You know, it's kind of like we do in the spring playing softball. It'll be warm in February, and then when it comes March, time to start playing, it's 32 degrees. It seems like. But how do you guys cope with? I know the KHSAA really makes coaches monitor this. We've got these new wet bulb globe temperature check just devices that register. How do those work, Coach Courtney? Explain a little bit about that. but just tell our listeners or people viewing, the routine you have to go through just so you can have practice approve that it meets these guidelines.
Right, yeah, we went to this new wet bulb globe temperature, which is just a stick with this big circle on it, and you open it up, and I don't know, it's supposed to be more accurate, and I think the military uses it and things like that, and a lot of states and different states around have been using them for a while. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just getting that temperature and looking on the chart and what does it mean for us, and then also taking heat index as well, because we're more familiar with that, and it kind of lines up like that temperature with what the old heat index used to mean. So it's just kind of new to us, but just trying to figure it out. There's more things with breaks during games and stuff that they've implemented. If that temperature is over this, we got to take so many games. Coaches aren't allowed to talk to you during these breaks for hydration purposes, and then there's a time when you can come back in as a coach and start talking. There's all kinds of new stuff that we're still trying to figure out, honestly, how it goes, and working with Madison as the AD, and then with the officials sometimes on Friday nights figuring it out. But we are extremely careful. It's really hot, and we got to be careful and make sure we're following those rules, and we do. And our managers keep an eye on it throughout, and all those things. So, yeah, that's the gist of it.
There's a great deal to it that most people don't even realize. Cam, are you better in the heat? Do you like it cold, or do you like it when we get in the end of season when it's cold and you have to wear gloves, you can see your breath, or what do you like?
I like it hot. I'm not a big cold person.
Yeah.
I don't like the cold.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Wears a sweatshirt.
What do you do when you go deer hunting and mountain lion hunting up
I
in the?
don't do all that.
You don't duck hunt down on the river?
No. That'd be a Travis question. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, Trent, yeah. Kaiden, talk a little bit about how you deal with the heat and how you prefer it to be cold.
I prefer it cold. I like it, like seeing your breath, can't feel your hands. That's all I like it real cold.
Those defensive guys that don't have to handle the ball are like that, aren't they?
Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't say that because you're shoving your hands up every time you're getting contact.
Yeah, if you
You-
get hit,
Well, you got to hold on to the ball.
Some
That
gets
is
crushed, you
true,
can't
though.
feel it. I mean, it's,
No, I guess. I don't know that. What does a typical week look like for y'all? I mean, I know you got school, you got practice, maybe you're watching film, balancing that out with hanging out with friends and whatever else. So what is like a typical week and kind of like the practice schedule that y'all have? What does that kind of look like?
Mondays we usually watch film, so we go to school. I only have 3 classes, so I go to Johnny's and I usually watch film all day, or me and him we usually talk about football.
Yeah.
And then I go back to Coach Courtney's class. We have him for 7th period, some of us, and we usually watch film in there, go over the game plan and stuff. So.
Now, hang on. I thought Coach Courtney was the alternative school guy.
I have 2 PE classes
Okay.
as well.
That's good to know.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's good to know that you weren't in.
And also, he has classes and he co-ops, just to be clear.
Yeah.
He's a full guy, so
That's-
he does not get 3 classes and just gets
It's,
to
it's
co-ops.
not something that football players just get to
No.
do, is take for classes.
He co-ops, John.
All right.
So what does like a Tuesday, Wednesday look like then? Like practice wise, like what?
but we go over offense and defense on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay.
So, I'm not really sure what you're asking. I'm not gonna answer.
So
It's
Tuesday's the offensive day.
Tuesdays-
Tuesday's defense.
Tuesday's
day.
defense.
But we split. We always do both. But
Okay.
the biggest emphasis Tuesday is defense. Offense is Wednesday, but we'll get both each day.
Gotcha. And then Thursday would be your walkthrough and
Special teams.
special teams and all that. Okay. Gotcha.
So when you go through the special teams routine, do you just return all those in practice too, Cam?
Yeah, me and Kaiden.
Yeah.
Any punts during those times?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things.
Yeah, speaking of special teams, let's talk just a little bit about the historic fact that we have a female
Right.
that is kicking now, Coach Barry's daughter, Adri. And, we hadn't said just a whole lot about it yet. We've talked about it, but hadn't made a big deal about it. At some point, I'll probably get with her and write a little article about how she's dealing with this and
Right.
what it has meant to her. But, you know, she got her first kid. I think she ended up making 2 last week. So, you know, that's just a great story anyway.
Yeah, no, it is, and she's did awesome. I think the guys have embraced her really well, and it's just something we've never dealt with, having a female. And I think we're just the dynamic of it, just how does this work and stuff. But everybody's really embraced it and did a great job with all the coaches, a soccer coach, and obviously Coach Barry being her dad makes things a little bit easier and how to handle it, and know what to expect a little bit. So he's helped a lot with that dynamic, and she's done a great job. She comes out there and wants to do great, and she did hit 2 for whatever, but we got to block better for her. And Mitchell too. Our poor field goal. You talk about something we have to get better. Our field goal team. We weren't very good on that team, so that's going to be one of our focuses on special teams practice this week. So I thought they were kicking it well, both of them, but it's everything happening in front of them we got to fix. So they're doing a great job, both of the kickers.
Yeah, great. So,
And she had 5 goals this week too. Might want to mention that.
Oh yeah, in soccer.
Oh, 5. Yeah, so she's pulling double duty, and a really tough Caldwell team, I believe. I know they were telling me before that it would be a really tough game for them, and they're right in it, I believe, towards the end, like 4-4 or something. I don't even know exactly what it was, but she did score 5 goals, which is awesome.
Crazy.
You know, you kind of wonder if some of the confidence that she's gaining by being out there on the football field and playing a male-dominated sport, and then when you step on the field at soccer and they're all females, I just wonder if that gives her extra motivation, raises the tempo. Something I'll ask her, at some point. We'll have her on the show at some point. Really look forward to having her in here. Dil, what else do you want to know from Coach Courtney about Rocket Football? You want to know if he's being easier on these guys now, if he's hard on them?
I don't think he's been doing that. Yeah. Nothing that comes to mind. Just I know he's been a great coach. He was a great coach for me. I know he's going to get these guys right, and I know that y'all already probably got the game plan and everything. He was really good whenever I played. I know I really like to focus on watching film and going through their game plan and everything. And he'd print out packets for us, and he'd make sure to get us right. So I don't doubt his ability to be able to get them right and know what their top plays are, top players, everything like that. So yeah, I'm excited to watch this week. I'll be up in the box watching and looking out. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens and what happens and see if y'all can bring the physicality or not. I know it's going to be a hot game. Just all those factors are going to combine, but y'all have a bunch of talent on the outside, I know as well. One thing I want to ask, because we kind of focus on their offense, defensively, what do they like to do? Do you know if it's like 4-man front, some of their top players from that as well?
Your man's talking about it.
Whoever
They
wants
run a
it.
4-man front.
4-man
Most
front?
of the time, yeah.
4-2 then?
4-2.
4-2. And is there any top notable players that, kind of run off the page?
Marty Black, defensive lineman, they moved defensive end to inside, really athletic, really probably I think his first team West Kentucky as a junior last year, maybe even as a sophomore. He's been really good interior defensive lineman for, the McPeak kid, which is a running back, a very good runner, but probably, really good linebacker as well. And then the Johnson boy plays like what we would call our whip, their weak side safety, kind of a hybrid guy that really stands out. But I'm telling you, they're big and physical on the inside everywhere, and they can all run on the outside. So they have a great combination of players everywhere. You're not going to point out and find a bad player.
Yeah.
Keelan Gobin, which he was gone when you were here, but he played for us for a couple of years and moved over there. Really good player, plays their Rocket, extremely physical, helps them out on offense as a blocking back, and they're really doing a good job for him. It looks like to me on film, he's one of their better players defensively, I think.
Well, we know our quarterback is clicking. We know our passing game was clicking last week. What's got to improve this week for us to come out here and compete with a team we know is pretty doggone good?
Our physicality on both sides of the football. We got
But beyond the physicality, what any particular spot on the field?
the whole box.
The whole box.
The whole box. That's what it is. It makes it a whole box game. They're going to ISO power and counter right at you. It's going to get everybody involved, and you got to win the physicality battle. It's really going to be that. They make the game pretty simple. They're going to run it right at you, and can you stop it? Can you get knockbacks? Can you do the things you have to do? Can you fit runs correctly? And the same thing offensively. Are we going to be able to establish a little bit of a run? Everyone knows we can throw it pretty well, but can we eventually you got to be able to run the football. Are we going to be able to hold up? Are we going to be able to protect Quinn? It's going to be all up there up front, and offensively for the linemen a whole lot, and then defensively for the whole box.
I'm sure controlling the ball and keeping it out of their hands as much as you possibly can too.
Right, with a team that, you know, yes, and I think Coach Barry does a great job and doing everything with the offense. Had a great game plan last week, feel good about the game plan this week, does a really good job and taking care of the defense and trying to control the clock. We don't want to we're not going to wait and melt the clock down every time, but obviously we want to pick up several first downs and those things is definitely helpful. And the same thing's we got to get some 3 and outs. We can't let them put 10 play drives against us. They're 3 yards, 5 yards, and then before you know it, if you let Jaron Johnson stay out there too long, he's going to break. So we got to get off 3 and out.
Having them over here at home certainly helps.
Yeah, I think a lot. Yes, I know.
It was a tough out over there last year.
It's a tough place to play.
Yeah, it
really is.
I
It's one of the
honestly-
toughest places to play.
I think that might be the toughest place I've ever
It's one of
played.
the toughest places.
It really is one of the toughest.
It's the opposite of Crittenden County. When you get down there, you're just down there alone, and I think our kids we've had a lot of trouble playing there. Even when we've won there a couple times, we've still had a lot of trouble playing.
And you say alone, it's because the fans are set back.
Everything's pushed back so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, it just feels like it's just the opposite of what we're used to. I think
Because there's a track
that
that separates it too.
The fans are back. That's what I think it is. It's just not. It's just the opposite atmosphere.
Well, you guys chime in on this. Come on, Cam. What do you think about playing at Crittenden County versus playing over in Union County?
Playing here is just, the crowd's loud, you can hear them because we're closer, like Coach said. Playing there is just quiet, you can't even hear nothing. And there's a lot of bugs there. A lot of bugs got my eye.
They really are.
Get by the river bottoms, yeah.
Yeah, corn flies. There's a lot of corn over there, right? Yeah. Kaiden, talk a little bit about that yourself.
Yeah, the atmosphere over there is just a lot different because at Rocket Stadium you have the crowd right on your back, and then you got people screaming at you from the stands and everything. You go sliding wrong, you'll slide up under the bleachers. You know, it's a lot different playing over there. When you slide off wrong there, you're going onto a concrete track. It's a lot different.
Going under the bleachers is probably a little bit better than going over the old cable that used to run out. Most people don't even know that. Any of the old timers that are watching, when I first came to Crittenden County back in the prehistoric days in the 80s, there were cut off utility poles with holes drilled through them and about a thumb-sized cable running through each of them, and it was like just right off the sideline. People would run through it. Your feet. Pretty doggone dangerous. At some point, someone made the wise decision that needed to come out. It may have been about the time the lights blew down too. Back in '91, we only had day games back then. Obviously, we're talking about Union County and getting back to things that need to improve for us. Coming into this game, is there any particular part of the offense and defense separately, both sides, that you're looking for some improvement this week?
Offensively, I don't know. There's obviously things we can improve on, but as a group, I thought the linemen played well. I thought the receivers played well, and the quarterback and running back played well. I don't know that as a whole group, obviously there's things we need to fix. And defensively, I kind of feel the same way. There's not just one group I thought that made a lot of mistakes or anything like that, but just as a team, certain things we have to fix and step up. But the challenge is that, like I've said, I know you're looking maybe for something different, but the challenge is the box. It really is. That's where all eyes are going to be in this game, especially from a defense perspective and a lot in offense perspective as well too.
You got a new center this year, a scrimmage. He struggled at times, but man, last week he was on the money.
Yeah, just with snaps. he's probably played the best in the scrimmages overall out of all the linemen as well. Just really struggled with getting the snaps at times, and we just can't have them. We just know that we can't take those negative plays, and he did a great job. Snaps were perfect and blocked.
And that's
well.
Carson Yates. Now, is that some of your people?
Not that I know. He might. If you are, then
I think
welcome to the family. But I don't know.
He told me he was.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, cuzzo? I don't know. A lot of my family's from Union, so if he has roots over there, probably.
I think he does have roots.
Yeah, he probably is then. Well, good to see him playing good. What about who's some of the other OL? Because I'm really not sure. I know
Brandon Sass.
is he a guard?
Brandon Sass is playing
On
guard.
the side, I know he plays pretty well too.
Yeah, he plays extremely well. KT is a left tackle.
Left tackle.
Keegan Peterson.
So what's kind of the main focus this week for O-line? And don't just tell me physicality. I know we've all heard that, but and don't tell me plays either. I know you can't give away your game plan, but just O-line. What's kind of some of the things, maybe even just drills y'all been working on this week, and just stuff how y'all maintain? Because with O-line, I know a lot of it's, you're focusing on getting better, but also the whole group, because O-line is just seen as one, with 5 people as one. So what's just kind of something all of y'all have been focusing on this week?
Mainly been working on our pass pro.
Mm-hmm.
Been working on passes under pressure and sending lots of blitzes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we've been working on picking that up a lot better.
Just picking up different when they send blitzes
Different
and
faces and stuff.
Gotcha.
All right, well, we need to probably wrap things up. We've been going quite a while. Been a great show. Glad to have Dylan on. His first time as a co-host. He's been on here as a player before, but we're proud to have him. Look forward to seeing you guys at Rocket Stadium again on Friday night, and hopefully another exciting week of Rocket football.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Courtney, I know we've got a special night this week. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, military and first responders, and once you come in, you'll come in free, and you get with Serena, and they'll take your name down and then recognize you at halftime. We appreciate everything that all of you all do, and want to just do a little part and hope you guys come out and enjoy a free game. And I believe they'll give them like a drink and a sandwich. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but Serena will give you the details. But I believe there'll be a free drink and a sandwich or something like that, or maybe a hot dog. I don't know exactly, but get you a meal and get in the game and get recognized.
Now we're entering from at least 2 different places. Or
Only
is it
2.
3?
No, just 2.
Okay, they closed the one on the west end down. You can't come in over there.
Right.
So it's over in the new parking
New
lot,
parking
Old
lot.
State Garage,
Yes, sir.
or then the main gate by
Main gate.
Rocket Arena.
Correct.
So again, GoFan, you can pay with a card or get your ticket ahead of time on GoFan. I want to know who got the Joe Montana football. Did you find it? Do you know?
Who did get it?
She posted on Facebook.
Yeah,
I saw
I
it.
forgot. I wanted to mention that. I forgot to look that up. I heard it that night.
I heard it too.
I forgot. It was like $400 or something.
Yeah, we appreciate the.
Yeah, we'll try to get that run down before next week.
Yeah.
Anything, I know parking's been an issue, but everything seemed to go smooth last week.
It's honestly went better than I expected.
Yeah.
I think it's went pretty good. A lot of people like parking in that back spot. If you haven't been, the state garage back there is the main parking spot probably. So.
Yeah, come on out, enjoy Rocket football. Do we have a tailgate party this week? Last week, girls basketball.
Yeah,
had
I
a
don't
pork
think
chop.
so. I don't think so.
I haven't heard of one.
They'll be grilling at the concession stand. Come on out.
Yeah, the concession stand's got some great food. Come out early, watch you guys warm up. Vicky will be back, but I'm gonna tell you, Cassie Polk knocked it out of the park last week with music control up in the press box. Vicky Carlson is kind of, she's the all pro, man.
Right.
She's been there for a long time, and she does a great job. But the rookie came in and held it up quite well, quite valiantly. So Vicky will be back this week. Enjoy the music. I mean, get to come for the music. It's worth it. So we have a big time Friday nights. Great atmosphere. Come on out again. We want to recognize Whitetail Properties, who's our corporate sponsor for this program, in partnership with Full Body Fitness, Hodge's Sports and Apparel, YTG Insurance, First United Bank, Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub, Riley Tool and Machine, attorneys Bart Frazer and Kobe Evans, Seed Plant Federal Credit Union, USA Mortgage, that's Darrick Myers, KB Pharmacy, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, H&H Home and Hardware, Farmers Bank and Trust, Curnel Ag, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Par 4 Plastics, and all of our fans who make this just a great opportunity to talk Rocket football each week, and we appreciate Dill being here. Coach Courtney, last closing comments, what you got?
Just come out and support us. You guys have been working really hard. It's the last home game for like a month, so we had like 4 on and then we're like 4 off. So be a long time before we're back in Rocket Stadium, so don't miss this one.
Yeah, Cam, what do you got? What do you got for this week, man? How you gonna trump this?
We'll see.
That's not a political statement.
We'll see. That's all I gotta say.
Huh? You will see. You got something. You got something planned.
Yeah, hopefully.
Got something up your sleeve.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kaiden, what are you looking for out of your crew this week?
Play a lot more physical than we have been playing.
Yeah. All right, take us to the goal line, man. What you got, Deal?
All right.
Glad to
Keep it up, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Our Rocket football fans, we'll see you Friday night out at Rocket Stadium for another great game. Kickoff 7 p.m. We have the Braves coming to town.